There is a nation that will arise in the continent of Africa to rule the world. And there is no other nation.
Because regards Russian seeking to help the Nigerian military by giving us
Glory be to Jesus Christ of Nazareth, who have been the one ever and forever fighting for the children of his people. Listen and listen good. I remember my humble self, that Biafran evangelist. Hear me, my people. Nigerian CDS Musana is rushing to Russia. He has become a rushing to Russia for help. Help of who? Help of Putin. The same man you go against, the same man you kick against, the same man your people work against. No, he worked against them. Because listen to me, listen to me. There are the people who instigated Nigeria to go and fight in Niger. When Niger decided to repair their country, Nigeria President Bola Ahmed Tinubu want to Niger to continue with a corrupt president, corrupt leader. He decided to instigate every other ECOWAS, West Africans, to join hands together, to join forces together to fight in Niger. Then Putin was the person who rose and intervened and helped Niger to conquer and to defeat ECOWAS and to defeat Nigeria. Do you understand me? Now Nigeria is running back to the same people you see as your enemy. Serious Musa, have you forgotten your statement? Mohammed Tinubu, have you forgotten your statement? That what Russians has done in the land of Niger against Nigeria is uncalled for. That they don't supposed to. That this is ECOWAS, not Europe, nor Russian issue. That Russians are trespassing against the rules. Now you are going to them, you need help. Let me tell you, Russia is not ready to help. And they are not going to help you. One is this. You need a strategy. You need an idea. And you are rushing to Russia. What stop you running to UK? Why not run to UK? You are claiming that UK is the master, the colonial master of Nigeria. You did not run to UK to seek for an advice. You are running to Russia. You see how stupid Nigerian system is. Nigerian leaders or whatsoever. You see the way they are. Can you see that? Listen to me. Why I say Russia is not going to help is this. Had it been that Nigeria is fighting to free themselves, probably politically, from the colonial master called the British, that is the only way I know that Russia will come for help. But yes, for Nigerian help.
So is that because of Burkina Faso is fighting France and other colonial?
Yes, listen, Russia. Good and fine. Let me tell you. That is why I'm making my point and I'm coming. See, Burkina Faso today freed themselves from France, liberated themselves from France with the help and by the help of Russian government. There are 5 as at that time who fought for the freedom from their colonial master. Number 1, Niger. Number 2, Senegal. Number 3, Burkina Faso. Number 4, Mali. Number 5, Togo whatsoever, making it 5. Now, Algeria have joined. Now, Cameroon is fighting again as well. Now, there is this small country from Africa that is supporting Burkina Faso today. Who are the helpers? Russia. Because, do you know why Russia is doing this? The fight between Russia and Ukraine was instigated by who? By France and the British. Remember that the long range that Ukraine used against Russia, that was against the law, was the UK long range. And the Russia now vow that they are not going to fight UK and France, physically. That he is going to fight them politically. And after making that statement, that was when he now equipped and support and back up all these Sahel governments being held now today by Burkina Faso Captain President Captain Ibrahim Traore, to make sure that he achieved that goal. Now they have break so many Africans from the hands of the French. So Putin can only come to help Nigeria if they are fighting to liberate themselves from the British. But so long British colonialism still remain and still have their upper hand in Nigeria, there is no way Russia is going to waste their resources or waste their intelligence because of Nigeria. Are you hearing me? See, you know, Russia in the world are number one in the time of gas production, and they are the one supplying gas to many places in the world. They are the highest gas production, and that was what they used to fight Europeans. You know, as it stands now, Russia and many Europeans, especially the Western Europeans, Germany, you know, France, Britain, and other part of the world are not in good time. You understand? So the bilateral agreement which they have regard to that gas, because of the sanction that they are giving to Russia, made Russia to cut as well the supply of gas. And as a result of this, you see why the British now decided to come and use the Fuĺànis and empower the Fuĺànis with the help of the France. That is why your president used to run to France, so that they will use the equipment to draw the gas. You know, in Africa, Nigeria, Imo State to be precise, Imo State to be precise, is the highest gas producing state in the whole of Africa. As I speak to you, you can do your findings. So British, the Western Europe, want to use this opportunity. That's why you see what is happening in Igbo land is happening today. They want to draw pipe from Nigeria here, Imo State to be precise, down through Niger and through Algeria to Europe and connect to Spain, so that they can as well be having their gas flowing, in order to do what? To cut off the pride and the wings of the Russians in terms of gas supply. You see, that is why today Sidious Musa is running there, and that is why I said he's not going to get any help from Putin, because Sidious Musa cannot sit with Putin. He never qualified to that level. Putin himself cannot even sit with Zelensky, the president of Ukraine, not to talk of Sidious Musa, that Canada turned down visa. You understand? That Canada turned their back against about 70 of them, including Sidious Musa. Why did they turn them back down? Because of the incessant killings in Nigeria, as a result of the threat of the Boko Haram, which and the other and the Iswam and Kakarawa and the new Kakarawa and the new formed terrorist group called Maluda or Malu. Do you understand? These are the set of people, group that have invaded Nigeria, and they have invaded Nigerian military. And let me tell you, in Nigeria, being a terrorist country, encouraging terrorists, you understand? That is why you see all these terrorists working freely. But a man that have never killed a fly is facing court every day, because Nigeria is a terrorist country. You can see what the terrorist is doing to Nigerian military. You can see in a viral video that is going on. At the time, Nigerian military, their hand back. And they were even calling Allah la Kubao, where they were killing and slaughtering Nigerian military. It was 4 days ago. I saw where they killed Captain Kamita from Bolu State. Are you getting it? They killed a whole captain. And I am waiting for Sidious Musa to go house to house in Bolu State to pick every young man there and take them, you know, whether to prison, as they used to do in Igbo land. You understand? You can see the viral video. Where is Sidious Musa? Sidious Musa is running with shame. You don't want to stand up on his duty. You don't want to stand up to do the needful. Serious Musa, where are the Nigerian armies? Is it this kind of military that you want the Igbo, the hype of the Biafrans to come and join? Abi, so that you people will be using them to balance accounts. So that you people will be using them to, to reduce the population of the youth of the Igbos. I said this in time without number. Nigerian military is a platform to eliminate the Nigerian youths, much especially in the South. You can see the video now. Boko Haram. Who are the ones sponsoring those people? Who are the ones sponsoring all those Fulanis, herdsmen, all those jihadists, all those Fulanization, all those terrorists in Nigeria? Who are the people financing them? Do you think that they are financing it by themselves? There are people, the Nigerian politicians are the ones behind all this. Let them wake up and stand up for the truth. Serious Musa should stop running from pillar to post, because he's not going to get anything from Russian government, because somebody like, I trust Putin, is Mr. No Nonsense. Have you ever seen Putin laugh? Have you ever seen his teeth? It doesn't have, his level is not the same level with his, who is Serious Musa? When you mention the Russian military, who is Serious Musa? Serious Musa is not equal to the Russian military. So it doesn't have the criteria, the qualification. So it's a low-class military. Are you hearing me? It's a low-class military to compare to what the Russians have. So there is no way Putin will sit down with him. So what you are hearing could be a fake news. Nigeria is good in carrying propaganda. Nigeria is good in telling lies. They have never, tell themselves the truth. And that is what is affecting this country. That is why you see this country going on like this. Tell me the day that we break without hearing bad news about this country. And the news is the same news coming from the same source. And Nigeria is there. They say they have military. What is the military doing? What is the DSS doing? What is the Nigerian police? What are they doing? No, tell me, what are they doing? Our security personnel, where are they? They are nowhere to be found, because those criminals, those bandits that call themselves or terrorists, have sponsors. And those sponsors are the Nigerian politicians, Nigerian elders, who have refused to embrace the light that God has given to us. Thank you. And let me tell you again, let me tell you, my brother, let me tell you, because this country is going to, let me tell you, Autonomy says in the next few years, the poverty rate in Nigeria, let me tell you, there's a difference between hunger and the poverty. When a man is able to afford bicycle, but he can eat, it's another level of poverty. A man can afford a car and can eat. You understand? There is a different grade of level of money. Are you getting riches? A man may not have bicycle. He may not have a car, but he can as well feed himself and feed his family. You understand? That one is another level of poverty. But this time around, when I talk about hunger, hunger goes beyond poverty. That is, hunger leads to what? Wretchedness. And what do I mean by wretchedness? Wretchedness is something that, somebody that can afford a bicycle cannot afford bicycle again. You that have a car, you cannot even fuel it again. The next thing you will see at the front of that car, for sale. Or you will see, please buy me. You understand? That is to tell you the level Nigeria is going in the next few years to come. That is what, not even poverty now, but what hunger level is coming to swallow many Nigerians. And let me tell you, if care is not taken, Somalia is going to be better than Nigeria. I repeat, if care is not taken, in the next few years, Somalia is going to be better than Nigeria. Because we don't have good leaders, we don't have good politicians, we have self-centered and selfish so-called leaders. And that is why people like us are agitating for freedom, because we want to exit, we want to live, we want to depart from darkness, to embrace the light, which is the light of God. And there is no other place that light will shine except in the land of Biafra. Yes, except in the land of Biafra. I told you, many years ago, Abraham Lincoln said, I have a dream. And they say, what is the dream? He said, a black man ruling America. They were like, what are you trying to say? A black man ruling America. Many years later, what happened? Obama from Kenya became the president of America through our force. That dream came to pass. I want to drop again. There is a nation that will arise in the continent of Africa to rule the world. And there is no other nation than Biafra. Mark my word. I may be alive, I may not be alive when it shall come. But this word shall come to pass. Go and write it down. And when it shall come, this word will be remembered. I, Biafran evangelist, will be remembered with my word. Biafra is the next country that will arise and rule the world. And God bless you all. Thank you for speaking with me. You're welcome.
The normally placid streets of Enugu burst into intense activity for probably the wrong reasons.
Our director. We want our freedom.
A small crowd of youths flying what they call the Biafran flag lined the streets to lend their voice to the latest agitations for a separate entity and in defiance to police warnings.
The armies and SACs and police came in that summit road. They shot tear gas at us, but we didn't run. They shot tear gas again and we didn't run. But when they look at it that we are gallant, that we are not afraid, they begin to shoot at us.
So, and what we want to tell the Nigerian government is to release our leader. Because if they don't release our leader, we are telling you by the time we are going to do another mega protest. This one, you will know that this one is just a child's play.
In response to the protesters' allegation that some of them were shot by security operatives, the Enugu State Police Command insists that the demonstrations have so far been peaceful and there's been no violence anywhere.
All of a sudden, someone is seen, coming up, and in their large numbers. So in that case, what we will try to do is to manage the situation so that it does not degenerate into uncontrollable situation, because you might even try to, whatever thing you do might even meet resistance, and in that case you begin to talk about genocide, and we don't want to be identified with that. So we just carefully try to manage the situation and watch out for what we are looking for.
It's most unlikely that any of the protesters experienced the events of the original Biafra, but their agitation for the resurrection of a best forgotten point in history has to be handled delicately but firmly before it gets out of hand. Charles Eruka for Channels Television News.
And to look further into the agitation of the Biafra youths, let's now join Linda Higbe from our Abuja studio. Over to you now, Linda.
Hello and welcome to Abuja. The Nigeria police says it is not finding the actions of the protesters calling for the actualization of the sovereign state of Biafra funny, as clearly the actions question the unity and sovereign entity of Nigeria. Therefore, under the law, their actions are treasonable. The police warn that there is need for caution in making their unconstitutional demands. Now, joining me on the news at 10 is the Deputy Inspector General of Police for Operations, Mr. Sotonye Wakama. Mr. Wakama, you're welcome to the news at 10.
Thank you for having me.
Now, you just watched the last report. What do you think of the seeming intransigence of the pro-Biafra protesters?
Well, let's start by getting something right. This is a democracy. Any person, any group of persons can protest or agitate for whatever it is they want, with the caveat that they do so within the law. The problem that we're having with this particular protest is that some actions of the protesters are not within the law. Some of them are carrying cudgels, they're acting in a riotous manner, they're blocking highways, carrying a Biafran flag and things like that. And these things are threatening to other persons. So if they behave in a calm, reasonable and rational manner, nobody will protest about it. We won't have any issue about it. But as it is, they are breaking the law.
But back to the reason for the protest, the police, you're saying that it's treasonable. Now, do you think the people are aware of this?
Well, first of all, whether it is reasonable or not, we'll leave that to the courts to decide. It's not for us to rule one way or the other. But if they don't know what they're doing, ignorance of the law is no excuse. So.
And the Inspector General of Police on Friday issued a warning on this ongoing mass protest. But clearly, it is being defied by the protesters. So what do we expect next from the police?
Well, as you have said, a warning has been given. And everybody knows about that warning, has heard of it. We have so far tried to manage this matter such that it doesn't cause too much inconvenience, let's put it that way, to people. But if it continues, and if it continues outside the ambits of the law, then the police will take the necessary action that the law dictates.
By necessary action, what do we mean?
You will arrest and prosecute people.
Oh. Okay, now, one of the demands of these young men is that their leaders are being held in by security operatives. Do you have any of their leaders in your custody?
Not to my knowledge, but we are aware that I think one of the leaders, Kano, has been apprehended, maybe by one of the other security services.
Not the Nigeria Police Force?
No.
Now, what if they refuse to heed to the warnings of the Inspector General? What are your options?
Well, our options are dictated by law. It's very simple. If you are breaking the law, then it's the duty of law enforcement, not just the police, other law enforcement agencies too, to apprehend those